Hi, I'm Kieran. I'm CCG. I'm with CCG on the streets, and this is.
My name's Brett.
Brett. Nice to meet you, Brett. Okay, so we've got some prepared questions, but if you want to answer anything else, that's amazing. So I get a lot of questions sent in to me, so a lot of them quite are offensive. Let's start with this. Should whites have the right to control their own respective nations? And it has a question after.
See, I don't know, because maybe 60 years ago, but I don't think there are any nations that are based on color anymore. I think it's melting pots.
So here's the follow-up question for that one. Should Asians, blacks, Arabs, Indians, Middle Easterners, any other ethnicity that you can think of, have the right to own or control their respective nations?
Well,
It's a tricky question.
yeah, and I mean, you kind of get into like where we are in the world right now. Like, Gaza have the right to exist? Does Israel have the right to exist? And I mean, what does that mean? Where does the right come from? It's I don't know. That's a hard one to answer.
It is tricky. That's the point of these questions. And if there's ever a question that you don't want to answer, just give me the
Okay.
And so now here's a list of 10 or 11 questions. So the first one is very easy. Let's joke. Abortion. Do you think that we should be using it or not, and why? And if we should be using it, to what extent?
I got personal views on that one, but I think it's.
What are your personal views? Personal.
Personally, I don't believe in it, but I can't put myself in someone's shoes who has had to make that choice, and I can't imagine that choice is easy to make. So I have no judgment upon someone. If it were me, I wouldn't. I'd like to think I wouldn't, but again, I don't know.
Now, so there's quite a few people that agree with you. Personally, I shouldn't be putting my views on this, and again, I'm finding myself in the position to do so. So I'm gonna. I think it should be available to those like children who are raped, or people who are about to lose their lives. But it should not. I personally don't think it should be available to people who want to use it as birth control.
Yeah, no, it's not birth control.
That's a thing that I think it should be avoided.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think there's a lot of reasons that it could be beneficial.
I think I heard once safe, effective, and rare is kind of how it should be, right? And
Yeah,
I
you know
like
what?
that.
I haven't heard that, but that is a good. That sounds good to me. It sounds good to me.
So,
Now the second of those list of questions, because I've interviewed a lot of newcomers. I haven't interviewed many white people that have been willing to talk with me, and so I found that a lot of people don't like white people. So I had to add the question: what do you think about white people? Or how do you feel? I guess. I know you're biased.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm biased.
And I mean, I kind of,
I think
we could talk
everybody's
about this one for. Yeah, everyone's equal, but we could talk about this one for
Yeah.
ages and ages, I'm sure. And I think the big thing is it's a 95-5 rule in most things, right? 95% of people just want to get along in the world, have some nice things, their own little corner of the world. 5% of people want to be assholes and stir up problems, and those are the people that make the most noise and the ones we gotta listen to, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Okay. So now in the Western nations now, there's a lot of this kind of through the media. They're like, hey, let's everybody. Let's not segregate. Let's not even talk about who's coming into the country. So it's mass immigration on a global scale. And now, because of that, there's a lot of people coming in that are violent, people that aren't willing to
action has an opposite and equal reaction, right? So, to a point, yeah, immigration is a good thing and it can help make a thriving system. But when you do what our system's done here and just pump it full of people to the point you can't get a job at a Tim Hortons because they're hiring temporary foreign workers, you're going to have an equal opposite reaction, and it's probably not going to be good.
Yeah, yeah, you got a good voice, man.
Thank you.
You should start speaking. I was gonna say that. Anyway, moving on. So a lot of people coming in, they have their own religions, their own way of life, and far be it from us to say you can't have that, but far be it from them to enforce that way upon us. Now, our seventh prime minister, who I quote a lot on this channel, Laurier, said, "Freedom. Canada is free for its nationality." Another quote he said, "We should not stop anyone who wants to be Canadian based on their race or creed, but we should never allow any man to enforce their way of life." I agree with him emphatically, and I don't care who on this channel disagrees with that, but I will ask, do you think that we should allow these movements for lowering the legal age of consent in marriage to continue?
No, and it just, I mean, off kind of that topic, but it brought the thought to my mind, where Christmas will come around and it's like, oh, well, you have to say happy holidays, it's inclusive for everyone, but then we just left Ramadan and that's blasted everywhere. So, I don't celebrate that, but that's allowed to be everywhere. I celebrate, and the majority of Canadians celebrate Christmas, but we have to be sensitive and not talk about what we're celebrating. So there is, again, that opposite and equal reaction thing, I think, comes into play there, where you're, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it seems like they're poking a hornet's nest, and it might not go the way the experiment they want it to go.
I don't think it will. I mean, like, the thing is there's a wide range of history where we can look at where we try to take in people, and whenever it gets pushed too much,
Yeah.
whatever happens in war, we know what happens, and it's like we want to avoid that.
You
And
look at now with Iran.
unfortunately, there's people that want to push it,
Yeah.
and we know what ends in that. So anyway, basically, a caveat of that question is a lot of these scriptures, scripture that come into this country, they believe that child marriage is acceptable. Now, I myself am trying to believe in some scripture because of an experience I had when I used to be a different person. I don't think child marriage is acceptable in any sense, personally, but I don't want to change your opinion. Now, there's a lot of people coming here now, almost half the population believe that it's okay to have child marriage. And so, what is your opinion on how should we approach what you believe with that?
Well, I mean, I think it's how we should have been handling things right the way along, right? We're welcoming and we're an open society, but up into a point, right? You have to, if you're here, you respect our way and our culture, and our way and our culture says we protect the innocent, and children are innocent. Even the books that I see in some of the schools now, I can't go to the Hamilton Public Library and find a book on making a bomb because it's illegal. So why, in a school with minors where sexual activity is illegal, do they have books about anal sex and stuff? Right? Like, if I can't look up a bomb-making book, why can a kid read a book about a blowjob if he's under the age of majority? I don't know.
Yeah, we probably I'm sorry. Okay, so what do you feel about DEI hiring? Basically, hiring based on skin color.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be merit-based, or do you think it should be skin color-based?
Yeah, merit-based. I mean, look, if you're a firefighter and the test says you got to be able to pull a 250-pound guy out of a building, and they say, well, you don't have to do that because you're a woman. Well, then I'm going to die in the building just because they had to make their quota. Sorry, man. There's lots of women that can pull 250 pounds. Not
That's
saying
exactly it.
but you have to pass the
BAA that you have to be able to pull it out. So, have you heard about the Christian genocide in Nigeria, Sudan, Iran, around the world? Now, if you were to combine Christian murders each year for the last 100 years, it would not add up to the last 10 years. Have you come to realize this? Have you known this? Have you been told this?
No, I mean I knew that there was a lot of killing and stuff going on against Christians, kind of all over the world. I didn't know that number though. That's striking.
Yeah, no, it's a hard fact to accept. Like when I first heard about it from the pastors, I did not believe it. I thought these guys were just trying to radicalize me, and I think these guys are crazy.
That's intense.
So I started looking up online, and I started adding up numbers, and it's well in the 100 times. Within the last 100 years, the last 15 years, 100 times. Which is, to me, like, look, I don't care what religion you are. I mean, we are human, and we all have our own desires. But to kill a man for what he believes is not what Canada does, in my opinion.
I'm with you.
Okay, so, you know what, I'm going to skip a few questions because this little
Yeah, I
guy
think I
is
got
getting away.
one more.
I'm going to get one more question now. Normally, this is the hardest question to answer for a lot of people. I don't know if it'll be hard for you, but what is a Canadian name?
Well, they've done a pretty good darn job of erasing that image, but I don't know. I think a Canadian is shit. That shouldn't be a hard a question as it is to answer. Fuck. I don't know. You know what? I'm a Canadian. Nice talking with you, my friend.
Nice talking to you.
Where can I find this?
God bless every single one of you, and you'll see more online, and I'll tell you exactly where you can find us.